So this is the Anniversary Realms Marathon pool. This is one of the better runs. There's one or two skips that I don't do, but this is still a really solid run. I'm averaging around 330, 340 mobs between 16 and 17 minutes. If I have to stay to collect gold or give the group a port or whatever, it'll take a little bit longer, but on average between 16 and 17 minutes a run. What you need is obviously the standard spec for boosting Marathon. I like to use one swiftness pot and one nature pot per run, but they're not entirely required. If your gear's good, if your pathing's good, you don't need them so much, but makes it that much easier. Whenever that pack is that far up, I skip it and I go grab the next one. There's another pack back here. You have to get to them and force them to spawn in order to get their speed up. Now I'll be able to get both packs. This first part here adds about a minute to the run. You can do it a little quicker if you don't do this part, but this adds like 15 mobs, so I like to do it. See where this other pack's at. There they are. Make sure you got all your mana gems made, you're buffed. Yeah, dampen magic. I like to use nature pot at the start of the run. It carries me through the entire run, so we're good to go. Once these guys are moved so that their pathing's out of the behemoths there, I'll pull them. And then I'll go grab the other pack. You can do without this first part that I'm doing here. Again, it saves you about a minute of time. But these ones are, 3 elites and like 9 or so non-elites. Good XP, and they drop Elemental Earth, which are crazy expensive right now. So I like to pull them, come jump off over here. Blink at the bottom. Start your stopwatch. You don't want to pass this break on the land for about 25 seconds. If you get run into quickly, they will reset. So wait for about 25 seconds and then get going. Gear, you could do this with no gear. I've seen people do it naked. It makes it a lot tougher, but the better your gear is, the easier it is. You want to get some nature res. I'm running around 80 nature res. If you can get 5-piece tier 2, that's awesome. If not, it's not a big deal. Just makes the kill phase easier if you have tier 2. You don't need engineering, but I like to use it. It makes pulling a little easier. And it's super cheap. It's like 5 silver to make a grenade, so you can see we're still in combat, so we did not reset the Theridium Guardians. We're good to go. Everything I pull, you could pull with any spell or ability you want. It doesn't matter. I have a pretty set rotation I use, but it doesn't matter what you use as long as you get everything pulled. All the snake packs have to be pulled individually. They don't social aggro. The rocks, if you aggro the rocks too close to a behemoth, they'll pull the behemoths. You don't want to do that because then you'll die. They can't be slowed, and they hit really hard. Here, you can see the skull is going to be coming here pretty quick. Somewhere. There he is. I'm going to have to do a little finagling here. And we're good to go. Now we got all the rocks following us. Again, that first part added about a minute, but you don't have to do it, just a few extra mobs. Get your kill count a little higher. I like to blink here just to start getting some mob grouping going. Most of the mob grouping I'm going to do in this run will be based off of wide corners. I only do a couple blizzards like that. It's just something to think about. The further around you run in a corner and then blink back, it makes all the mobs cut their path to come closer to you so that they group up a little bit. You can see it's not a straight line anymore. They're coming. Grab those Dimetrodons. And here you're going to counterspell that pack, blink back to the corner, and jump off the ledge. You got to be careful you don't get hit. The mobs will stop when you turn and run at them. Gives you a few extra seconds there. You can jump off, no problem. I like to bandage up, reapply my dampen magic and my shield, and I evocate here. That right there is the last rock pack I don't have, and I'm about to pick them up, and then I'm going to do a blizzard here to group everything. These guys will stun, so I want to turn around in case I get knocked down. I can blink out of it. I'm going to Nova here. You don't want to Nova too much because Nova spreads your pack out, and that's like not good for your kill phase. You want to try to Cone of Cold if you have to, or just body pull stuff. The fewer Novas you do, the better. Here I just kind of see where I'm at as to what I'm going to pull in here. I'll Nova here I have to with all the Hydras on me. And I'll get a blink, and you see everything's kind of grouping up now. That Hydra was social. I think I got all of them socialing, so. Again, you gotta individually pull all the snakes. I do that and then I blink back. Right up here is the part where I'm going to use my swiftness pot. And it's not needed. It just makes it a little bit easier, helps with grouping. I'm going to pull all three of these snake packs here. And the swiftness pot just helps keep me ahead of the pack while I'm doing it. Makes the rest of the run a lot easier. And you can see more groupings happening there because of the corner I did. Whenever you have corners like this, if you jump over them, it stops the mobs for like a quarter second. It helps you get just a little more space on them. If you notice they're getting too close, do that. You can do a wide corner around that rock there, but I don't really need it with how much grouping I've already done. Don't reapply your shield too much, that's important to remember, and don't blink too much. Jump over here. If you try to run into it, you'll get stuck on the wall. The mobs have to run around. Stop here and throw a blizzard down. You want to make sure you slow all the Hydras. Try to group as much as you can. The Hydras continue running at you through the water here. Everything else will slow down. So get in the water, wait for everything to stop. Hydras start moving, blink, and now it keeps everything grouped up. Try to run your corners tight if you're not doing a wide corner to group stuff, because it Just helps you keep ahead of the Hydras. If the Hydras catch you, they thrash. So, Nova here and blink. I'll reapply my shield because I want to get the cooldown ready for the next part up ahead. You want to Cone of Cold this pack here so you can get past him. And you're going to blink here. Target the pack in the back. You're going to throw a Blizzard at the top there. And pull that pack with a Fire Blast. And reapply your shield. You want to slow everything here. Get both packs, get wide from the Hydras, and blink. These little slimes, you have to pull them with the spell. If you body pull them, or if they aggro from anything socially, they will reset and take mobs with you. Here I like to Nova just for extra space. I'm going to counterspell that backpack and blink. Again, wide corners help group stuff. Here's another slime pack that you have to pull with the spell. Get your shield going again. Try to get these guys here. Get that and blink through. If you target that guy and wand, both of them will come. You'll see that one will come with him. Pull this tree so that he could help social other trees jump down. You can use a mana ruby as you need or whatever. This pack doesn't always come. It's about a 70% chance if you run up here and you do a little loop here. The mobs kind of do a stutter step and sometimes they pull that pack. It's not always. It's about 70% chance to pull. Now you're going to get these stuff going here. Nova and blink through. Yeah, they didn't pull that time. Usually they do, but not always. It's only about 4 mobs and only 1 elite, so you don't really need it. It's just nice to have. You're going to pull that guy with the counterspell, that guy, and then this tree up here won't pull. You have to pull him with the spell. Wide corners. See, everything's grouping up. And reapply your shield. Run through these. If the shadow guy is there, you want to pull him. And this guy right here will try to root you, so I like to keep him targeted, even while pulling these 3. And counterspell him if he tries to root you. And then Nova all these guys. We're kind of on the home stretch here. Gonna come up here. And you always jump and blink across this bridge because you can get thrashed under it. And now just slow everything. If you want to make sure that, oh, he already pulled. Okay, we're good to go. I'm going to pull him with that. Everything's really grouped. This is a really good grouping, so I'm not worried about it. Go ahead and Nova this pack. And again, you only want to Nova stuff that's really far ahead or stuff that's going to do a lot of damage to you. If you do too many Novas, your pack gets spread out. Wait for him to catch you there and blink through, because again, it helps your grouping. So get over here and throw down a Blizzard, rank 1. Again, it's all about grouping, making the next phase easier. Don't blink out of this room too quick. Make sure you have Dampen Magic up. Don't blink too quickly. If you get too far away from the slimes, they'll reset. So I like to give them about 10 seconds, then get going. I'll come out here and I'll pull the last tree from down at the bottom. And then I'll make sure if I need to bandage, I will. If I want to make any mana rubies, I will. And then we're going to finish the grouping and get to the kill phase. Everything's already pretty well grouped, so I'm just going to slow the front of the pack and get going. Again, a lot of these stompers don't pull socially. You have to manually pull them. And occasionally if they reset, they'll just reset all your mobs. So I like to make sure I fully pull them. Same with that guy. Once you're ahead of the pack, get your mage armor on. Reapply your shields. And drop down before the hydras get you. And then you're going to blink. Depending on how far the pack's pretty far back. So I could probably run the whole way If the grouping's not good enough or they're too far forward, I'll use a swiftness pot. Yeah, I got time, so I'll blink. If they're close and you don't want to use a swiftness pot, you have to just do a jump and blink over the top of the bridge here. I'll probably get hit by like an imp. No big deal. And we're going to start blizzarding. After our first blizzard, once everything's starting to group up, I'm going to step away from the ledge and blink blizzard higher up. This will help with the sprites that run up and give you something to somewhere to stand, so that you'll have your sprites up here. You can kill like half of them off, and then you don't have to reapply your shields as much, because they'll shoot through your ice barrier and your nature protection shield. But I'm killing like half of them, and it makes the rest of the run a lot smoother. Some people jump to this back pillar here. I like to just jump to the bottom. I feel it's a little more foolproof. You can see most of the sprites are dead. There's only about 5 of them left, so I won't have hardly any damage coming in. I can do full blizzards, it's not a big deal. Just blast. That guy can gouge, so you gotta be careful. Yeah, and he thrashes. To get to the bottom here, you just run right off and then jump to the top and jump up. You don't jump when you're going off the wall. Just jump to get back on it. If I'm low mana or something, I'll keep the sprites alive. That way they can refund my mana as I'm making mana gems, but I got them all, so. And that's the run. You can see I did it in 17.5 minutes, 340 mobs, so pretty good run. And that's all there is to it. Again, the better your gear is, the less consumes you need, the easier it is to get through it. The worse your gear is, the more mana gems you're gonna. Like you see, I didn't really use any mana gems, but yeah, that's the run. Thanks for checking it out.